Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
All right. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. All right, so another wonderful and I guess very hot Tuesday to all of our ETUlayers from all over the Philippines. And also, I know that we have people who are watching from from other countries. Okay, so I hope that everybody is having some, good time because it's Tuesday again. All right, so well, this is your tutor Ernell. Okay, so I wasn't able to be with you last time, for some reasons. Okay, and now it's tutor Drazel who is not here because she's also doing something really important today. Actually, students, napaka-busy ng araw na to, no? So I guess most of us are feeling that because we are there are some schools who are preparing for limited face-to-face classes, and I know that all of you are very excited again to be back to school. But of course, kahit magbalik na tayo sa school face-to-face, we will never forget our ETUlay sessions. It would always be part of our day-to-day uh, learning. Okay, so we just don't know kung paano maging arrangement, but let us just be excited. Okay, but before we go on with our lesson, I would like to greet those people who greeted, or probably what we call the early birds of our session today. So hello to Samantha Blasi of Liano High School, SDO Caloocan. For Lorraine, hello Lorraine Hibe from Mangahan High School. So she's from grade 10 Eulus. We have Kirubin Gabriel Villamor from Novaliches High School, SDO Quezon City. We have Danette Gansatao, all right, from grade 10 Eulus, Mangahan High School. And Miss Janet Flood Patayan, all the way from Massachusetts, USA. All right, so here is your tutor Arnell again. And of course, we have tutor Dre's as well here in this PowerPoint slide. We will be with you every Tuesday at 1:40 to 2:20 p.m. And of course, we would like to invite everyone to continuously follow and check on the updates of our sessions at our new Facebook page. Okay, so we do have our ETUlay, DepEd ETUlay page already. So if you haven't followed the page yet, why don't you click it right now and be updated with our sessions? And of course, we will never be outdated because we also have our YouTube channel. So, hindi lang mga vloggers, but of course, our DepEd ETUlay teachers are also updated in YouTube. So, to get updated as well with the sessions, why don't you subscribe as well and check on all of our recorded sessions in YouTube, in our YouTube channel. I guess, di ba may mga chances din na may mga students tayong nanonood sa YouTube, no? So, hello sa mga nakasubscribe or naka-tune in sa YouTube. And of course, to all of our ETUlay learners who are currently watching in Facebook, a wonderful Tuesday to all of you. Ayan. So, marami mga bumabati ngayong hapon, no? So, though it's hot outside, be careful, no? Always drink a lot of water because that's what we need today. Okay? Medyo mahirap. Alright, so let's keep sharing our episodes for English 7. Alright, so kung mga kaibigan kayo dyan na wala namang ginagawa as of the moment at nagpapahinga lang, just keep on sharing the link to them so that mas marami pang matututo ng English for today's session. All right. So for our session today, it's already week 7. Oh my gosh, students, we are almost done with the third quarter. Okay, imagine that, no? So parang kailan lang nagsisimula tayo ng mga lessons natin, but now we are almost at the end of the quarter again. And our lesson today is going to be about asking WH questions. All right. So that was prepared by yours truly and Tutor Dre's. Ayan, may mga nakikita na akong mga bumabati from our YouTube channel. All right. So let's check it out. So we would like to thank, of course, DepEd Stock Surgeon Region for providing us a reliable and a comprehensive discussion of our topic today, module number 7, asking WH questions. And just like what we are doing, of course, we are going to bound ourselves with our objectives for this day. I'm so sorry about that. That's supposed to be week 7. Week 7 objectives. My dear ETUlay students, at the end of the session, you are expected to, or you will be able to, of course, matters of our mind. All right, so you've got to be formulating content questions based on the ideas expressed. Matters of the heart. Ayan. So we do have ask precise and appropriate questions on an issue. And of course, the psychomotor part, or the ones that you will do with your hands, you're going to construct WH questions correctly. So hopefully all of these objectives would be met in the given time that in the given time that we have for our session. Okay, last week, all right, week 6, I missed it, no? So, na-miss ko yung yung session natin last time, and I watched it kahit late ko na siya napanood. Tudor Dre's introduced us March 21 as the celebration of World Poetry Day. And you know what, my dear students, may mga submissions ng mga poems, no? Because we asked you last time to submit us your entries. Why? Because uh, according to this information, why do we celebrate World Poetry Day? World Poetry Day is somewhat like our own way of expressing ourselves in a poem, in a form of poems, no? So we can actually express ourselves artistically. May mga taon that they can express themselves through dancing, singing, no? All right. And there are some people who are really good in writing. So, yeah. So that's the essence of celebrating World Poetry Day. So, well, of course, para mabigyan natin ng honor or somehow recognition yung ating mga ETUlay learners who submitted their homework. All right. We ask you to write a poem stating facts and opinions about ourselves. We would like to commend. All right. So why don't we fill our chat section or comment section today with react or heart react as I read all of our amazing duties for week 6. Okay. So ito yung mga students na they took time to make their poem. Alam nyo, hindi mabilis or hindi ganun kadali gumawa ng poems, no? But these students really exerted effort to submit us their poems, okay, following the instruction that were given last time. So let's give it up to Samantha D. Blasi of Liano High School, SDO, Caloocan. Ang ganda ng poem niya, no? Kung may time lang talaga ako ngayon, I will read all of their poems, okay? And of course, let's give it up to Renz Guyver Calianta of Imelda Integrated Secondary School. And of course, let's give it up to Alriza Zaidain T. Gaza of Pampanga High School. Imagine that, all over the Philippines yung mga nagsasubmit sa atin, no? And we are so honored that even though it's quite challenging, these students are really giving time to uh, exert effort to submit their outputs. At hindi lang basta-basta, napaka-colorful pa ng iba. Hindi pa tapos yan. Meron pa tayong mga i-congratulate. Congratulations to John Michael H. Dianco of Mangahan High School, together with Riz Lorraine B. Hibe, also from Mangahan High School, and also Janiel Von Morales, Mangahan High School, and of course, Mark Platon, our student alumnus from Sagad High School. All of these students are from SDO Pasig. So salamat sa mga nag-send ng mga clap react, and also their expression of congratulations. Now, we picked, all right, Tutor Dre's and I picked one, all right, which we found really appealing to read at today. So namili kami ng isa at I would be so much honored to read this poem. And dun, 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 okay, so let's see. Yan. So, we are going to feature Reese Lorraine B. Hibe's poem. Okay, medyo maliit lang siya, no, sa screen, pero I would love to read this poem to all of you. So, yung poem niya, it's entitled Some Things About Me. Okay, so Lorraine, if you are there, okay, so I will be reading your poem, okay, and we are so proud that we are presenting this poem to everyone. So, sabi niya dito, my name is Lorraine, and believe me, I love rain. All right. Being successful in life is something I want to attain. I think sometimes there's a fog inside my brain, and I'm asking myself, how will my clumsiness be contained? I like cats, and in playing, I like putting them in a mat. It's cute to see them biting a slat, and with that, they run fast. Between dogs and cats, if I were asked, I'd say cats will always be the cutest in my sight. Being at home is the place I always prefer. It's just that for me, being idle sometimes is great for me. At home, I always have a mini concert. Ayan, siguro singer to si Lorraine, no? that that way I am certified stress-free. I always spend my days being productive. In my daily routine, I don't want it to be disruptive. I feel that organizing my stuff will help me learn more in myself and my surroundings. I always tend to explore. There are so many things about me I want to explain. Trust me, it will take a long time for me to say those things. So, again, my name is Lorraine. I hope you have a nice day. Yay! All right. So, senda nyo naman ng clap react si Lorraine. Okay. So, that's a very simple poem, no? So, about herself talaga. She really expressed herself in a very colorful, in a very nice, in a very artistic way. Ayan. So, I know you know what sa ating mga future na mga activities, dear ETUlay students, why don't you send your outputs because you might be featured as this, you know? Okay. All right, you're amazing. Okay, lahat ng mga nag-submit and all of you ETUlay students are all amazing. Okay, now, get ready with your keyboards and stretch na yung mga kamay ninyo because we are now going to start with our activity, our activating prior activity. So last time your discussion was about distinguishing fact and opinion, and part of that, this would be your activity. Alrighty, so let me read the instructions. Identify each statement as fact or opinion. Now, in the comment section, type fact if the statement expresses a fact, and opinion if it expresses an opinion. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, number one. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed people's daily lives. Okay, so you better choose if it's fact or opinion. Okay, so type in your answers. Don't forget to put a number. So while you are typing, let me greet some of you. Okay, so NJB Garcia, good day watching from Godofredo Reyes Senior National High School from Ragay. Okay, you know what? My mother is from Ragay, Camarines Sur too. So maray na hapon po sa Indong Gabus dyan. Okay, so all right, so we already have an answers. Okay, we have a lot of answers, I mean. So Diary said fact, Samantha said fact, Janet Flood Patayan said fact, Francine Innocentia said fact. Let's check it out if it's really fact. Okay, good job, students. Very good. Number two. Okay. You tell me if it's fact or opinion. I have a feeling that 2023 will be a better year for me. So medyo magbibilang pa tayo ng mga ilang buwan. No? It's still March. Wala pa tayo sa kalahati. But the person who said this have the feeling that 2023 will be a better year for him or her. Okay, so type in your answers now. Okay, is that a fact or opinion? So while you are typing your answers, bati tayo ulit. Ayan, puro sagot pa pala to. Mamaya na lang. Alright, so a lot of you typed in opinion. Ang bibilis nyo mag-type ngayon na, right? So, o nanibago lang ako. So, Ezel Reconeses said opinion. Okay, so Janet Flood Patayan, a feeling. She said it's opinion. Stephanie Kate Limbago, opinion. Julia Poldo said opinion. All right, so Angela Lynn, let's see if her answer or your answers are correct. You're correct. Okay, so we already have a clue. Tama si Janet Flood Patayon when she said the word a feeling. Okay, so opinions are usually based on our feelings. Okay, number three, it seems that people are more worried about having no social life than getting infected with COVID-19. Yan, so may mga alert level 1 na, pwede na tayong lumabas. All right, but let's check this out. If is this statement is fact or opinion? Okay, so we have a greeting here from Marth Asen Galicia from LFG Diamantina National High School. Hello po sa mga taga Diamantina National High School. Already got an answer. So Judah Paulo said opinion. Eunice Usquisa said opinion. Zamaria Emery said it's opinion. Let's see if that's correct. You're right. It's opinion. So medyo parang tricky, no? Parang fact, pero hindi kasi, di ba, iba-iba yung ating opinion when it comes to how we view COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, for number four, according to experts, older people are more at risk of coronavirus. So is that a fact or opinion? Okay, go, go, go tayo mga students. Even though it's hot. Okay. Yan. So Diary said it's fact. The Net Gansatao said it's fact. Arvik said it's fact. Okay. So John Michael said it's fact. Okay. Let's see if your answers are correct. That's correct because it's according to experts, no? So that's why nga no yung mga older people natin sa bahay during, during the onset of pandemic, we don't want them to be exposed outside because they are more at risk of the virus. Okay. And let's have the fifth one. Okay, is this a fact or opinion? The year 2020 is still a great year despite the pandemic and all other calamities and disasters that happened. Okay, so is that a fact or opinion? Okay, so may mga nagsasagot pa for number four. All right, so okay lang yan. You may send, but don't forget to put your answer for number five. Okay, we already have from So Diary shed its opinion with question mark. Not sure yet. We will see Sa Diary. Okay, so Cresia Rain said its opinion. Julia Poldo said its opinion. Rhea Liwanag said its opinion. Samantha Blasi said its opinion. Cherubin Gabriel Villamor said its opinion. Let's see if your answers are correct. Good job. It's opinion. Okay. So now that we have finished our activating prior knowledge, it's now time for you to tell me your scores. Okay, so for all of you who got a perfect score, send me 5 heart reacts in our chat box or in our comment section. And while you are doing that, let's check it out. Let's see some greetings here. So Rianeth Soriano watching from Diamantina National High School. So good afternoon to you, Rianeth. Okay, and ayan, puro sagot pa pala siya. Okay, so let's see the scores. Wow, Trisha Rain, congratulations. Samantha, 5 over 5, congratulations. Trisha Cartagena, 5 over 5. Julia Poldo, 5 over 5. Princess Modelo, 5 over 5. Ayan, so invite more of your friends to join us because we are going to have more fun activities here. Okay, so Aaron James Ventura, John Lawrence got 5 over 5. Okay, so a round of applause for all of you for doing a good job. Okay, all right, so we're not done with the activity yet, but this is going to be part of our introduction to the new lesson. So look at the directions, my dear students. You are going to complete each statement by choosing the appropriate word from the list of words in the word cloud. Okay? So type the correct answer in the comment section. So makakakita kayo ng mga sentences right after with blank, and then you are going to pick the word that would fit the sentence from the word cloud. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Okay. Ayan. All right, so here are the words in the word cloud. So titigang mabuti, which one, what, how often, how long, when, how, and why. Now here is the first statement. Blank does it take for COVID-19 symptoms to appear? So ano kaya? What do you think should be the appropriate word for this sentence? Blank does it take for COVID-19 symptoms to appear? So, pili lang tayo sa word cloud. So, while you are choosing, hello to Benji Garan of Diamantina National High School. Okay, so Samantha already has an answer. So was with the net, and their answers are how long. Janet Flood Patayan said how long. Eunice Usquisa said how long. Miguel Torremania Nicolas said how long. Princess D. Falcateles said how long. Let's check it out if that's the correct answer. Good job, students. All right, so the question is how long does it take for COVID-19 symptoms to appear? Okay, so let's have the second one. Same word cloud, but different item. Number two, blank, is it necessary to wear a face mask, especially when we go out of your home? Okay, blank, is it necessary to wear a face mask, especially when you go out of your home? So you are still sending your answers for number one. Okay, so Samantha said how often, others said how long. All right, okay, so others are saying why. Bakit ko nga ba hindi binabanggit? So Renz Guyver said why. Ella Marie said why. All right, Kerubin Gabriel Villamor said how often. Okay, let's see. All right. So the answer is, why is it necessary to wear a mask, especially when you go out of your home? Okay. So others said how often it is. Is it necessary? So that makes sense, no? Okay. So let's have the third one. Okay. For the third one, blank, can you avoid getting infected with COVID-19? Blank, can you avoid getting infected with COVID-19? So choose from the word cloud. Let me check it out. May mga sagot na ba tayo for number three? Okay, number three, I can't see it. Okay, so Ella Marie de Magila said it's how. Tricia Cartagena said it's how. Ramiel said it's how. Let's see if that's the correct answer. Okay, how can you avoid getting infected with COVID-19? Okay, my dear students, I won't ask you your scores because these are just but, parang introductory activity for our today's topic. So, I would like to know your opinion about this question, okay? So, you can quickly type in your answer in the comment section. Have you ever wondered, why do we ask questions? Bakit kaya? Why do we ask questions? What's the reason? Okay, so you can just type in one short sentence for your answer or your opinion about this question. Have you ever wondered why we ask questions? Okay, so Sudairi said to gather information. Okay, Arvik said to clarify. Very good. All right, so how about the others? Okay, so do we still have more? So Janet Flood Patayan said we ask questions to learn more. Very good. Lorraine said we ask questions because we know something we don't. And of course, we want to communicate to others. That's correct. Di ba kapag we wanted to start a conversation, we're asking a question. Okay. Yes, and so much more ideas. So, well, you're right, my dear students, because according to our source, all right, dun sa ating module, we ask questions because we don't always hear everything we want to hear in exact order, depth, or detail. So, ibig sabihin, may mga pagkakataon that when we listen to someone, even though they have a loud voice, kapag ikaw ay a little distracted with the noise around you, we don't actually hear it exactly. So we ask questions. Why? Because we wanted to clarify and to confirm things before we take actions. Di ba kapag hindi tayo sure, we tend to ask, sure ka? Or am I really going to do this? Or ano nga yung gagawin ko? So we keep on asking because we wanted to confirm term and we wanted to clarify things. And of course, just like what your co-learner said earlier, we ask questions to learn more things. Remember, class, that when we are asking questions, there are some concepts and rules that we also need to consider. Okay, so syempre, in English, we have our grammar rules that we need to follow so we can clearly express ourselves. So, since our topic is about asking WH questions, these are the examples of WH questions and 1H. Okay, so we have what, when, where, who, whom, which, whose, why, and how. Okay, so these are the examples of these questions. And what are these? We use them to ask for information. So tama yung sinabi ng iba sa inyo that we ask questions to learn or to get information. So we use WH questions to gather information depending on what WH question are you going to use. Why? Because it cannot be answered by a yes or no. So simply, for example, if somebody asks you what is your name, you don't say no, you don't say yes. All right? So ibig sabihin, pag ganun ang sagot mo, you did not understand the question or you are not paying attention. So here is an example of one WH question, my dear learners. So letter A, when do you finish high school? So, of course, we are actually expecting an answer that would pertain to a time. So, the answer is next year. Or, like this one, who is your favorite actor? So, of course, pag gumamit tayo or if we use a WH question that is like this, who, we are expecting a person. Okay, so Lee Min Ho for sure. Yan. So yung mga favorite ng mga Koreans dyan, no? Lee Min Ho. All right. So if I will ask you this question, I know that you can give me a lot of names. Right. So those are examples of WH questions and 1H. Don't forget that. Okay. What, when, where, who, whom, which, whose, why, and how. So there are rules forming WH questions. So the first one that we should remember when we form WH questions with an auxiliary verb or helping verb, this should be the pattern. So we usually form WH questions with, look at this one, yung WH question followed by an auxiliary verb. It could be a be verb, do or have, plus the subject and the main verb. And you can also use a modal verb, WH, modal verb, subject, and main verb. And these are the examples of it. Okay, so for WH questions that uses be verbs, we have when, that's the WH question, then followed by a be verb, are you leaving? Okay, so that's an example of a question with WH question that asks about the time, when are you leaving? Okay, and then others would be who's been paying the bills. Who's been, pinaikli siyang has been, who has been paying the bills. Okay, for those verbs with those WH questions that uses do. Okay, so where do they live? All right, why didn't you call me? For those that uses have, what has she done now? Or what have they decided? And then for modal verbs, who would she stay with? Where should I park? So observe the pattern, okay? Yung pattern na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, okay? So these are examples with auxiliary verbs, okay? And then, we also have WH questions that are formed without an auxiliary verb. So, paano nangyayari yun? So, when what, who, which, or whose is the subject or part of the subject. Okay, so pag binigay mo na yung sagot doon sa question, the answer or yung answer doon sa WH question na yun becomes the subject of the sentence. Remember, di ba? When it's a subject, most of the time it's found at the beginning of the sentence. So we do not use auxiliary verbs for this type of WH questions. So it's usually having this pattern, subject plus verb. And these are the examples. So what fell off the wall? So kapag sinagot mo yan, an egg fell off the wall. So an egg is the subject kasi yun yung pinag-uusapan sa sentence. That's what we are talking about in the sentence. All right? Who bought this? Who is the subject? Who, for example, my mother bought this. Okay? Which horse won and whose phone rang? So these are examples of WH questions without helping or auxiliary verbs. Okay. And of course, the negative WH questions. Pag sinabi nating negative WH question, simply means it's the opposite of affirmative. Okay? Pag affirmative, it simply means parang yes or okay. But if it's negative, it's the opposite. And it's usually like this, my dear students. Examples are like this. So pag affirmative, it's like this. Who wants an ice cream? Yan, medyo mainit ngayon, no? So it's fun and it's timely to eat ice cream. Pag tinranspose mo siya or you change it to a negative WH question, you have to use the auxiliary verb do, and then you've got to be adding not, or if you wanted to make it shorter, it's going to be nt or ent, doesn't or don't. Okay? And then same thing with the next example, which door opened, which door didn't open. Ayan. So you will be getting it more as we go on with our activities later. Yan. So, gaya nga ng sinabi ko sa inyo, okay? So, this time, my dear students, I will be showing you like pictures, and then I would like you to formulate your own WH questions. All right? And then you've got to be typing your answer in the comment section. Okay? So look at this, my dear students. It's cyberbullying. Ayan. So, di ba cyberbullying, mostly ang mga nakaka-experience niyan yung mga students na masyadong na-expose sa social media and di nababantayan. So, can you form your own WH questions that is about this topic? Cyberbullying. So, remember yung mga binigay kong examples sa mga WH questions? What, when, where, how, why? Okay, so I will wait for your WH questions. While we are waiting, let's greet all of our learners. Okay, so we have Alriza Zidane. Okay, so yung isa sa ating mga nag-submit ng homework, no? So from Pampanga High School. Okay, so we have John Carlo Tagibao, okay, watching from Banquero Integrated School. Also, we have John Joseph Cruz, okay, from grade 10 Adonis. So I suppose he is from Mangahan High School, no? Chev Harris Binuya, Seven Love watching from DMGHS. So meron na ba tayong mga questions? Okay, so good job, Mark Platon. What are the effects of cyberbullying for students? That's a very good question, okay? You don't have to answer this. Magfo-formulate lang tayo ng question. Lorraine, what is cyberbullying? Arvic Erosa, why are they bullying you? Hindi ko nga alam ba't ako Joke lang. Okay, what is cyberbullying? Very good question. So why isn't cyberbullying illegal? Yes, that's a good question, no? Pero may mga rules na, may mga batas na tayo today to protect you from cyberbullying. Yung mga ano, I forgot the law. Ayoko magbanggit, baka magkamali ako. But there are laws, I guess, that protect us from cyberbullying nowadays. Good job, students, for the questions. All right, I love your question. So do we have more? Okay, what are the possible effects of cyberbullying? That's according to Ezel Reconeses Soto. Yan, very good. I love the questions. Okay, how about this question? How about this? Fake news. Fake news. Can you think of WH questions that would ask about fake news? Ayan. So while we are waiting for your answers, don't forget the number ha. Fake news is number 2. Okay, let's see more. May baka may mga pagbati pa dito, no? Ayan, so Kisha Ann Di Regala from Pampanga High School, grade 7 M. Del Pilar. Hello from all of the people watching at Pampanga High School. Okay, so we have Jeric Garobo. He said, how should we handle fake news? Ayan, so napakarami niyan ngayon, no? So, Paul Stephanie Ansog say, why do we need to spread fake news? Okay. All right. So Samantha Blasi, how to avoid getting fake news? All right. So Diary said, why do people keep spreading fake news? Yes. Bakit nga ba, no? So alam nilang fake. They knew that it's fake and it can actually cause some trouble. Why do they spread it? Okay, so Janet Flad Patayan said, why do people feel the need to propagate fake news? That's correct. No, so I don't know if that is their hobby. Okay. And then Alriza Zidane said, what are the possible effects of fake news? Ang gaganda ng mga questions, no? So there's a substance. Okay. So siguro if we are going to have an open forum here, you get to be sharing a lot of ideas about this topic. And yeah, lastly, all right. So body shaming. Can you just give me questions, WH questions that ask something about this topic? Body shaming. Ayan. So when we say body shaming, they would be making fun of your physical appearance, no? They would ask you, why are you too thin? Why are you too fat? Something like that. Okay. Anything about the body. Okay. So ask questions. Let's see. All right, so Hannah Sulian de la Cruz said, what can we do to stop body shaming? Arvik Erosa said, why do people body shame others? Yes, Zamira Emery said, why many people do body shaming for fun? Okay. All right, so Ifer Jessica Lumanlan said, why do people keep tolerating body shaming nowadays? Yes. Okay. So a lot of questions. No? Ang gaganda ng mga questions. Do we still have more? Kisha and Di Regal said, when will body shaming stop? Yes. So probably that would stop if people would learn how to love others the way they love themselves. No? Do we still have more? Okay, Renz Guyver said, what is body shaming? Stephanie Diaz Santa said, how long do we have to settle in a society that body shames other people? Okay, good job. All right, so palakpakan niyo naman yung mga sarili niyo. I can't tell you. All right, so if you were able, ganito na lang. If you were able to create 3 WH questions, okay, why don't you send me 3 happy react in our chat box today? Okay, if you were able to make 3 WH questions, send me a happy react in our comment section. Gaganda ng mga questions, no? Something to ponder, something to think about. Okay? All right, so Janet Flood Patayon was able to create 3. All right, so Danette Gansatao, Janiel Von Morales, Renz Guyver, Arvik Erosa, Paula Stephanie Ansog, and Mark Platon. Si Mark, ang dami. All right, Carlo Tagiba. All right, congratulations. Okay, I'm glad that you were able to participate in this activity because that's how it's supposed to be, no? So part ng ating objective that you will be able to create questions out of this popular topics around. So evaluating one's knowledge, let's find out. Okay, you are going to choose the appropriate WH question for the given dialogue. So may mga dialogue akong papakita sa inyo, my dear students. And what you are going to do, pipili kayo, you're going to pick the best, or let's not say the best, the correct WH question for it. Let's begin. Number 1, this is the dialogue. Yan, i-internalize natin. Ito yung sagot dun sa question. You can send your questions, comments, and suggestions to the email address flashed on the screen. Ano kaya yung question na dapat dyan? What do you think would be the appropriate WH question for it? Is it A, what is your email address? B, who will be the recipients of my email? Or letter C, where do we send our concerns regarding your product? Okay. Medyo analyze natin, no? What do you think would be the most appropriate question for this dialogue, for this conversation? Okay, so there are answers already. Julia Poldo said it's C. Danette said it's C. Lorraine said it's he. Judah Paulo said it's C. Samantha said it's C. Okay. All right. So, well, let's check it out. Good job. It's letter C. Very good. Number 2. Let's have number 2. What do you think is the answer? Okay, so the class president will present us in the students' council meeting tonight. What do you think is the answer? Okay, so for number 2, what's the answer? Okay, number 2, Somebody said, Danette Gansatao said it's A. Giancarlo Tagibo said it's A. So Diary said it's A. Let's see if that's the correct answer. Good job. I have 5, but I will be giving you the last one because I'm running out of time, no? Na-miss ko yung last time. So number 3. What do you think would be the correct question for this? Lockdowns are implemented to prevent the virus from spreading. Okay, so you're still sending answers for number 2. For number 3, what do you think is the most appropriate question? Okay, your answers are A. Mark Nathaniel Nonata said it's A. Lorraine Hibe said it's A. RC Kilalang said it's A. Good job. Why lockdowns are implemented. So if you got 3 perfect score, okay, you got a perfect score, please send me a smiley, 3 hearts in our comment section. Okay, so skip ko na to, my dear students, ha? Okay, so, well, we are now in the summary part of our lesson. So let's not forget that we do ask questions, no? So that we will be able to clarify things, to learn more, and to even more understand yung mga information na na-receive natin. So congratulations sa mga nagsisend ng mga happy react. We have Rhea, Janiel, Crystal May, and so much more. So let's not forget that the WH questions are as follows, okay? And should not be answered by a yes or a no. They could be what, when, where, who, whom, which, whose, why, and how. All right. So we can form our WH questions with an auxiliary verb using the following patterns, my dear students. And without an auxiliary verb, you can see this pattern as well. And the negative, sorry about that. The negative WH questions, of course, di ba, you remember we add no or not to it. Not. So I believe we were able to come up with the following objectives. So we were able to formulate the content questions just like what you did today. You were able to ask precise and appropriate questions. And of course, you were able to construct WH questions correctly. So palakpakan niyo yung mga sarili niyo. Send me a virtual clap for yourselves for accomplishing all of these objectives for our week 7 lesson. Okay, before I go, my dear students, I'm about to go. This will be your homework and I will be waiting for your answers. Conduct an interview with a family member or a friend about any of the following issues. So nag-start na tayo kanina, no? Why don't you create your own interview using 5 WH questions? Please do send me a video if it's possible. Or kung hindi naman yung magagawa yung video, just send me the script of the video for your output on today's session. Ayan. So we don't have time anymore. So of course, you're going to send it to Tutor Drace's page and to my personal Facebook account so that I would be counting it as your submission. So exit assessment, my dear students, don't forget to scan this link and answer the Google exit assessment. And of course, to evaluate niyo yung aking pagtuturo ngayon sa araw nito, you can just scan it, evaluate the session honestly, and read carefully. Well, this is your tutor Ernell again. Thank you so much for being with me for the entire time, my dear ETUlay students. I am so glad to meet you again. See you again next time at 1:40 to 2:20 with Tutor Drace. And of course, don't forget to support my co-ETUlay tutors from grade 8 to grade 9. So as with our tutor up next dito sa ating session, please support Tutor Rubeline and Tutor Jovet for English 8 by sending the links of our ETUlay sessions. I'm so glad to be here. See you next time. Bye.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!